Let you all open all your three eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Nithyananda, Jnana Paddhati Manual, under the guidance of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadusham Tattvamasyaadilakshya Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. What is spa manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself explaining what is spa manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I have added the ultimate powerfulness, Turiyatita, in your whole being and doing. Manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, playing with life, playing with being alive. Static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence, all these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything. Everything listens to you. Everything decides as you want. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, raising your frequency, not work.
Now let's understand who is Paramashiva. Bhagavan himself has beautifully explained the Paramashiva in all of us.
Paramashiva does manifestation, maintenance, rejuvenation, pulling out of delusion and liberation. He resides in his supreme Paramashiva Swarupa as Ajomuha or Adhomuha, unborn, beyond form, formlessness. His Paramashiva Swarupa. That Paramashiva Swarupa manifests with these 5 faces as Sadashiva, Tatpurusha, Vamadeva, Ahora, Satyojata, Ishana. 5 faces he manifests and does the Panchakritya, Srishti, manifestation, Sthiti, sustenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Trobhava, pulling out of delusion, Anugraha, liberation. Understand? He does all these 5 jobs. Through these 5 phases. Now listen carefully. Tatpurusham, Vamadevam, Satyojatam, Ahoram, Ishanam. These 5 phases does Panchakrityas. Each phase, each dimension is not just one F-A-C-E phase, P-H-A-S-E phase. It's not just F-A-C-E, P-H-A-S-E. Understand? The creation. Not just creation getting created. Even sustenance need to be created. Destruction need to be created. And pulling out of delusion need to be created. Liberation need to be created. Then creation, manifestation need to be maintained. Maintenance, sthiti itself need to be maintained. Destruction, samhara, the rejuvenation need to be sustained, maintained when it is happening. Pulling out of delusion, trobhava, need to be maintained when it is happening. And anugraha, liberation, need to be maintained when it is happening. Those micromilliseconds when it is happening. So understand, Satyojata Murti as 5 phase, Ishana Murti as 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti as 5 phase, Agora Murti has 5 phase, Tatpurusha Murti has 5 phase. So, Tatpurusha Murti has his 5 phase. Agora Murti has his 5 phase.
Vamadeva Murti has his 5 face. Satyojata Murti has his 5 face. Ishana Murti has his 5 face. All these 5 Murtis, 5 faces put together is 25 faces of Mahasadashiva.
Bhagavan beautifully explained Paramashiva. Now, who is His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is a reviver of Kailasha, the ancient enlightenment civilization, the great cosmic borderless nation. Is an avatar from and is a supreme pontiff of Hinduism. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, has made science of our manifestation, yoga, temple-based university for humanity, Sovijian order of Kailasha, led by His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, and Nithyananda order of monks, nuns, Hindu diasporas, are working for global peace to give superconscious breakthrough to humanity. Nithyananda Hindu University, world's largest with extended campus in 150 countries, is collecting, organizing, preserving, time-capsuling, decoding, spreading and reviving 20 million source books of Hinduism and 64 sacred arts, science like Ayurveda, music, dance, sculpting, astrology, Vastu, and many more. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Shamala Pita Sarvanya Pita, ancient apex body of Hinduism and present emperor of Surya Vamsa Surangi Swamrajyam. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, has survived the worst persecution of multiple assassination attempts on person and character by anti-Hindu elements. Beautifully, Bhagavan now explains who is His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Everything is infinitely powerful. You realize your potentiality. You establish yourself in the completion, space of completion. You are God, that's all. All of us are gods. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience the skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting and the skin of this body. Both carry me equally. In both I exist equally. Sangha is a place where the tattvas are taught to you, and till it becomes satya, you are supported. Akhadas are basically founded by Sadashiva himself. All is ganas, Shiva ganas. Exactly the word gana means. In your length, breadth, depth, if you are filled by Shiva, you are Shiva Gana. All the Shiva Ganas formed the first Akhada. Later on, much later, Kapila Muni organizes Mahanirvani Akhada. Then all other Akhadas. Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akhada, the oldest apex body of Hinduism, I welcome every one of you. What I am teaching is from original Agamas Yogapada the science very clearly declares, Sadashiva is very clear, manifestation of these powers happen when you experience oneness with Sadashiva. When you choose your guru, the best thing is find a person who is enlightened, experienced, who can play with energy, who can directly transmit experience to you, and who is in tune with the original Shastras, the source of the knowledge. All the revealed scriptures available about the yoga directly by Sadashiva for you to do research, study, practice, question the people who teach.
The science of power manifestation is a gift to the humanity which is authentic, time-tested, scientific and foolproof. Diksha, or the initiation from His Divine Holiness Nithyananda Paramashivam, makes the science directly an experience for the initiates. The experience is directly authenticated by the Pramanas. The Shastra Pramanas, the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Veda and Agamas. The Apta Pramanas, the experience of the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nayanamars, Alvars and Siddhars, who are the authority of Hinduism, who have scientists who time-tested and verified the science of power manifestation. The Atma Pramanas are the avatar who land on the planet Earth to give a superconscious breakthrough to humanity. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, this millennium's avatar, personal experience of power manifestation. Shakshi Pramanas, or the experience of the millions of disciples, devotees and followers initiated into the science of power manifestation by Bhagavan himself. Pratyaksha Pramanas, or the scientific studies which can be measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state.
Powerful cognition from Bhagavan Satsang.
Something is wrong, something is pure, something is impure, something is good, something is bad. Constantly you are taught the idea of good and bad, and you are forced to practice something good, or which society believes as good. But life is nowhere related to what society believes. Life is totally different. What society believes is a different, what is life is totally different. There is a beautiful saying, when you think in a generalized way, but when you live in a very, with the situations which you can't generalize. You are not living only the situations which can be generalized. In your life there are so many things comes up where generalization is not possible, where you can't decide ahead what to do and what not to do. All your ideas about morality, all your ideas about right and wrong will not have any relevance. Somebody asked me, Swamiji, why our scriptures doesn't speak about gambling? There are ancient scriptures, only Puranas speak about gambling. The ancient scriptures doesn't speak about gambling. Why in Upanishads we don't speak about gambling? Why they have not banned gambling? I told him that at that time there was no gambling. First of all, the gambling itself didn't exist. How do you expect they should speak about it? And naturally no Upanishad will ban TV. No Upanishad will ban any drugs. Because that time all this problem didn't exist. When it comes to morality, good and bad, it is completely related to situation. It is relative. It is not existential. According to Shiva, purity means innocence, not being affected by the thoughts or by the samskaras, not being touched by the engrams. Let it be very clear, even if you are not expressing your emotions, even if you are not expressing your anger, greed, lust, if they are there in your inner space, you are not pure person. Socially you may be pure person, but actually you will not be pure person. One more thing, even if you express anger, lust, greed, and nothing touches your inner space, you live like a child, innocent child, then be very clear, you are pure being. You can see kids get angry, they are very greedy, you can especially, actually they build their personality on greed. They build their personality on greed. That is why they will be so aware of that mind. They will be so conscious about that mind attitude and mind idea. They can't give up even a small one toy. Even you try to take away a toy from a child, you will see as if his life is taken away. You will start having the wheezing problem. You will start wheezing. Because their whole personality is built on mind, the concept of mind. They also have greed. They have anger. But you don't call them impure. We always say kids are pure. The reason is the impurity, what you think as impurity, doesn't disturb their inner space. They will sit and play with the toys, but after 2 hours, they will throw everything and go away. They don't carry anything in them. Their inner space is beautiful. Their inner space is pure. You can't even say they are thieves even if they have stolen something. You can't say they are thieves even if they have stolen something, because they don't have an idea that something belongs to somebody. You should not take from them. It is somebody's property. The very idea doesn't exist in them. Innocence is purity. With knowledge, even if you don't steal, you may not physically possess that object, but mentally you will be constantly waiting. You have not yet become thief because of police, that's all. We are not stealing because of the police. Let it be very clear, it is directly related to inner space. Purity is directly related to inner space. It is nowhere related to outer world. Shiva is speaking about important concept. He is giving you the technique to achieve the ultimate purity. That is why I have to give a small introduction about purity. He is giving the technique to achieve purity. Even if you see the Shiva's life or the Shiva Purana, Shiva has described the Puranas, you won't see any traditional social purity in him. The place where he lives or the way in which he lives, nothing is directly related to purity. He is in Smashan with all the ghosts. He is surrounded by Bhutaganas. He is surrounded by Pretas. And his lifestyle, the way in which he is described, nothing seems to be pure. Nothing is related to purity. But he is a great master because nothing touches him. He is not touched by anything.
So beautiful. Bhagavan gave how the space of purity in us is the ultimate space we can live in. We go to the Shastra Pramana.
The Shastra Pramana for the power of consciousness over matter, silicon, is taken from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 120, Dharana 95. Kvachid vastuni vinyasya shanairdrishtim nivartayet tajnanam chitta sahitam devi shunyalayo bhavet. Kvachid vastuni vinyasya shanairdrishtim nivartayet tajnanam chitta sahitam devi shunyalayo bhavet.
Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 120, Dharana 95. Bhagavan Paramashiva says, having fixed one's eyes on particular object, Vastu, one should slowly withdraw the sight from that object, as well as slowly eliminate the knowledge of that object, along with the thought and impression of it. Then, O Devi, one abides in Sunya, the state where there is nothing other than this exists, which is the state of all-inclusive and or infinity. How Bhagavan said beautifully, the small kid, when it has a toy, it is so much into it, the toy becomes the part of the child. But after a few hours, it just lets go and just moves on. The purity of the child is known by that. How we are with everything that we are connected. When we are intense with the whole life and alive, the life is so connected and manifesting as reality. When we are also unclutched equally in the same space of how we need to exist, he says, O Devi, one abides in Sunya, the unclutched space that you experience as oneness with Paramashiva. That is the space where nothing other than this exists, the deep inner space where nothing touches us. How the river or the flames in the movie does not touch the whole chart that is being projected. The projector projects on the frame, but the frame does not get affected. The chart does not get affected. Only the movie which is happening, same way the life which is happening does not touch our inner space, and simply it will manifest as reality when we start learning to live that whatever we perceive does not happen the way we perceive. It is the perception of our own unconsciousness which is projected in that screen. The screen itself is not touched by what is projected. When we are able to look beyond the projection of our perception, simply we fall into the unclutched space, the oneness space that Bhagavan says, that beautiful love that happens as the intense love for Paramashiva, who we are, the whole essence. What we like in others is what we are in others. That is what we like. What fulfills us, Bhagavan says, in others is who we are in others. So when we go deeper and deeper, understand the beautiful space of us, we will be simply radiating and fulfilling, and it becomes all inclusive and infinity.
Of the pramana for moving the coconut on ground, Nandanar, who was a Nayanar state like other Nayanars, he was a devotee of Lord Shiva. He went to Shivalokanatha temple and through his prayers moved the huge Nandi just by devotion and consciousness. The Nandi to this date appeared to be moved in the position of the temple. When he sang the song that we are untouchable, can Nandi move for us to see the Lord Shiva? Simply his devotion and melting the space of beautiful oneness with Paramashiva, the Nandi moved. And because the Nandi moved, all of them were able to take the darshan of Lord Shiva. With that, let's move to the Atma Pramana. Atma Pramanas are Leelas of Bhagavan. Please Listen, see, when I'm introducing to Advaita by Arunagiri Yogeshwara, it was such a strong experience in me. Even the worst moment of my life, the strength did not leave me as I turned to Advaita only for the strength of and solution. Understand? Finding completion with Dharma, Advaita, you are living. I am telling you, when Arunagiri Yogeshwara introduced this science to me, I can say all it took is just few days only for him to make me experience. I still remember when he said, I am everything. I asked him, what do you mean? He said, if I move my hand, the hill will move because I am that. And literally he showed me, I was sitting on his right side and he moved his right hand and I could see myself move. And when he moved left, I could see the hill move. When he crossed his hand, I saw that I was getting into the hill and coming out. That was the experience Bhagwan experienced and played the Leela of Paramashiva and him. Now let's go to the Shakshi Pramana. Shakshi Pramana, the millions of devotee disciples all over the world manifesting the power of consciousness over matter, moving the coconut on the ground. Let's see the small demonstration of the power.
Om Nithyananda Paramasivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramasivoham.
With this, let's go to the instruction and Pratyaksha Pramana to manifest the power of consciousness over matter, moving the coconut on the ground.
Nithyanandam, we will now begin the Pratyaksha Pramana, scientific studies on the avatar. Vedic science declares experientially that all aspects of the universe are consciousness. Matter is simply projected consciousness. Pure consciousness pervades everything, being potential with the bursting force of subtle vibration, spanda, quality of Shiva, until there is an emergent manifestation of the energy which is called Shakti. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam. It is important to realize that Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam is the only avatar who has agreed to be scientifically evaluated, both in terms of his own body as well as the changes he brings about in other beings. However, it is astonishing to note that his avataric attributes and powers are exactly as defined by the 5,000 years old Hindu yogic science after extensive observation and study. Now it is being tested and proven by modern science also. So now let us take a look at how these scientific studies present the measuring effects of being in the enlightenment state through the very imaging brain activity of Bhagwan himself, Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam, who we lovingly address as Swamiji. Swamiji himself has been the subject of scientific studies since 2004, and over the past decade, an enormous amount of data about not only his altered states of neurophysiology, but that of his disciples as well, has continued to be recorded. This impressive array of data will be presented systematically now as the Pratyaksha Pramana. In 2004, a team of scientists led by Dr. Murali Krishna MD, President, Integris Mental Health Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, USA, conducted a series of state-of-the-art tests, including a PET scan, to study Swamiji's neurological system. Using the advanced technology of positron emission tomography or PET scan, the activity of Swamiji's brain in the state of samadhi was studied in details. There was a significant enhancement in activity of the lower portion of the mesial frontal area of the cerebral cortex. This region is the starting point of the Anya chakra, or what we call as the third eye, and connects to the limbic system and rest of the cerebral cortex. At the same time, the rest of the cerebral cortex was in the complete state of rest. So now let us take a look at the imaging brain activity. The very results of Swamiji's PET scan test were stunning. The dominant hemisphere of Swamiji's brain was more than 90% shut down. It was as if Swamiji's brain had packed and gone on vacation. It was quiet and still, completely at peace, and Swami had made it at will. The region which is the starting point of the Anya chakra or the third eye, the lower portion of its mesial frontal area, lighted up in a very significant way. When we later asked Swami, what was he doing when the mesial frontal lobes lighten up? And he said he was opening his third eye. The third eye is considered by many to be the seat of the soul. Were we seeing an indication that deep meditation can open an area of the brain responsible for communicating with the divine, looking deep into the mysteries of self or creation? The PET scan revealed what Dr. Murali calls the brain D spot, standing for delight, the divine, or even dopamine, the chemical through which our bodies experience pleasure. Initial indications are that meditation can stimulate it. Source of this research in details can be studied and found in the Avatar Shastra, Chapter 1, Introduction, page 47. Science now shows and knows that both the electrons which spin in the energy field located around the nucleus of the atom and the nucleus itself are made up of nothing more than the oscillating energy grids. Solid matter in the strict construction of the term simply does not exist. Source is Project Stargate under Consciousness and Energy. Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam not only demonstrated all attributions and power of an avatar, but has also successfully transmitted many of them to thousands of disciples through the simple process of initiation or entanglement. Swamiji is the bridge between the invisible, ancient world of mysticism and the modern, visible world of science and discovery. Thank you, and Nithyanandam.
Setting up for moving the object on the ground, coconut or small object, camera, Jnana, small object. Set up the camera by downloading the timestamp app, click on the video, ensure the time is shown on the screen very clearly. Make sure the camera is facing you at the object on the ground or the coconut. Make sure these are in a bright light so that the camera is recording beautifully. Guidelines: turn on the video recording, apply the Jnana to your third eye and the object. Bring your awareness to your third eye, place the coconut or the object on the ground, and which doesn't have a slope. Move the coconut on the ground through your third eye. Do not use your hand or your head gestures. If the coconut is moving on the ground, then you are manifesting the power of Paramashiva. If you're just feeling the Kundalini energy and small vibration, then you are starting to manifest the power of third eye. Celebrate more and more by sharing the experiences. You will simply manifest more depth, more powers from your depth. Verify the video is authentically recorded and share your video with a powerful cognition to your friends and family. Listen to others' experience of manifestation for a more entanglement.
Power manifestation instructions. Let's sit straight, the head, neck, and back in a straight line so that beautifully the Kundalini energy raises to the Agnya where the manifestation happens. Usually our awareness is on Muladhara, Swadhisthana, and Manipuraha, where navel center, your below navel center. Here, bringing the awareness to your third eye, and sitting straight will give us amazing possibility of power manifestation. Now let's understand few words that Bhagavan is repeatedly using. Shaktipada, oneness, be unclutched, initiation. So here first we will see in Bhagavan's words what is Shaktipada.
Let me give an introduction about what is Shaktipada process. Please understand. You would have seen or heard about how the chicken sits on the egg and hatches. Of course, in the modern countries, this does not happen. Machine sits on the egg and our egg sits on the machine. In those days, originally when hens and chicken were getting produced on the planet Earth, the hen used to sit on the chicken and hen used to sit on the egg and the chicken will come out of the egg. See, same way, Sadashiva, sitting means the ultimate cosmic energy sitting on the individual soul and making the individual soul into cosmic energy is Shaktipada. Hen sitting on the egg and making the chicken happen, same way. You may think, how come, what is going on here? That hen is only sitting just by the body heat of the hen, the egg is becoming chicken. Because no surgery is done and nothing goes inside. It's only sitting. Same way, it is just sitting. It's only the presence, the Shaktipada, makes the individual soul into cosmic soul.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained Shaktipada, how individual soul becomes cosmic soul. And let's listen to initiation.
You see, let me explain the initiation. Initiation is the process beyond your intellectual understanding. The transmission of lamp happens. Now, you understood something intellectually. There is something which is not understood, which can't be transmitted through the words. That is transmitted. That's what we call initiation. Sometimes I tell people that unless you are initiated, the techniques do not create the result. The reason is you do not grasp completely whatever is expressed through words. Initiation is like it just transmits whatever need to be transmitted beyond logic and beyond words. People ask me why to wear this bracelet or this mala and all those things. This all will remind you. Why bracelet in the hand? It will remind you, before eating, did you meditate? It's a constant reminder. Before eating, let you be reminded, did you do the meditation? That is why this bracelet. That is why this mala. That is why this external things. Sometimes these external things does a big job of reminding you constantly. That is why take the help of external things also, nothing wrong. People ask me, why we can just be spiritual without having external things? If you can, really you are welcome. But I don't think anybody who speaks in that way is successful. I've never seen people becoming successful, avoiding the external things, just having internal things. And it is just a nice way of escaping from yourself.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained initiation. Let's listen to be unclutched. What is to be unclutched?
The thoughts
Every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Because the gap between two thoughts is too small. The neutral space between the two thoughts is too small. You think all the thoughts are connected and it is in the shape form. It is not. By your very nature, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Between every thought, you experience a neutral space. When you change the gear, whether you go from neutral to 1 or 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 or 4 to whatever gears you may change, but every time you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to the next gear. Even if you want to go from 2 to 3, you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to 3. Same way, between every thought, you experience a neutral space. You experience a neutral space between every thought. Between every thought. That neutral space, that silence is what I call peace or bliss. The peace which exists, the bliss which exists already in you, between every thought, the gap of the thought, the gap between the thoughts, that neutral space is the peace, is the bliss. When you understand you are unconnected, independent, illogical, and unclutched, by your very nature, you will start experiencing the neutral space in you, neutral space which exists in you. You will start living from moment to moment in spontaneity. We need to understand one more thing. This technique of being unclutched, it does miracles in your being. In the body level, or in the mental level, or in the being level. In every level, when you understand the truth, by your very nature, you are unclutched. The tremendous quantum transformation. You take a quantum jump, the transformation happens in quantum, not step by step. Just one jump. You take a quantum jump and experience the truth awakening in you.
The oneness space is the most beautiful space that Bhagavan himself is explaining how we are ferocious. Beyond the tiredness and boredom, we can experience the space of oneness and be unclutched.
Oneness is not imagination. Oneness is not visualization. Oneness is not even just declaration. It is your existence. An idea which is you is oneness. The idea which has become part of your very space, which does not tire you or bore you by the passage of the time, is oneness. Mahadeva says in the Agama, Sadashiva beautifully explains in the Agama, Kala, Yama cannot tire you or bring boredom to you if something becomes your space. Devi achieved the blissful state and union with Mahadeva on Shivaratri day because our space became oneness. anything which brings tiredness or boredom has not yet become your space. If living in this body brings you tiredness and boredom, you are not going to be living in this body forever. When that becomes too much, you are going to drop it and move ahead. If you want to be in oneness forever, it should become part of your space. Means you should become ferocious with you and break this very tiredness and boredom. Only when you deal you with the ferociousness, you break the tiredness and boredom. With that ferociousness, you need to make oneness as your space. Anything stands as an imagination in the length level, visualization in the breadth level, declaration in the depth level. If you open your time with ferociousness, it just sinks into space level. With this ferociousness, the time layer in you opens, and the oneness from imagination to visualization to declaration, it becomes your space, the way of existence.
The most important, Bhagavan says, being unclutched, understanding the Shaktipada, the oneness space, and chanting the Mahavakya. The Mahavakya, the power of the Mahavakya pushes you into the higher states of consciousness. Here Bhagavan himself explains how we can experience the Shaktipada, raised higher consciousness through Mahavakya.
It's one of the very important revelation by Sadashiva. All the electronic equipments work when the electrons are made to vibrate. That happens by the light. When the electricity is supplied, the light particle vibrates, the electronic equipment starts working. Just like that, the spiritual power and the umbilical cord connection, spiritual umbilical cord connection between you and me, it works with sound particle. For example, my integrity with the cosmos, Sadashiva, Mahasadashiva, it reverberates in certain level of frequency. When you are integrated to me, you also start reverberating in the same frequency. If your integrity goes down, that is when you start connecting with me only as a manager or this organization head or your Purvashram father, mother. Your connection with me goes down to the lower level if the integrity gets reduced. I was wondering, what is the way we can bring people to the higher integrity immediately and the feeling connection, so they start manifesting the powers, they start staying in the space of Sadashivatva. Sadashiva revealed a beautiful sound. I can tell you, this is like a password. At any point, if you are not able to bring yourself to oneness, you are a little shaken, disturbed, or for some reason, you are not able to bring yourself to oneness. This is like a password. You type, whether your mind feels connected or not, the energy will start flowing in you beyond the depth dimension. You see, all mind oscillation, restlessness, all mental idea-based feeling connected or not feeling connected is only length, breadth, depth level, not in the space level. But this sound will straight infuse energy from the space level. Like for example, if the power goes off, automatically the generator will get switched on and the power supply will be going on. So end result will not be lost. Whether government power supply or the generator power supply, end result will not be stopped. So whenever you feel little that oneness is, you are not catching it, just feed this password. Immediately the oneness will open up and you will start manifesting the powers, energy, and the whole space will shift. It is directly from Sadashiva. It's a beautiful sound. I don't even want to say it's a mantra. It is not even a mantra because there is no meaning in it. You can't derive a meaning for it. It just flashed like a password for all the initiations I am giving. One single password for all the initiations I am giving. And the initiations I gave, I am giving, I will be giving for all that. This is like one password. Don't even repeat like a mantra. Just feed like a password and it will just open up. Your whole being will open up. Listen carefully. It starts with the vibration Om. Listen and then repeat. Om. Very deep. Om. Nithyananda. Nithyananda. Maha Sadashivoham.
So Bhagavan gave beautiful explanation of how you can be in Shaktipada. Visualize Paramashiva who has come down as Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam from Kailasha. Remembering Paramashiva in your third eye, again and again, bringing your awareness to your third eye simply makes you manifest powers. Absolute unclutching. How Bhagavan said, the neutral zone, nothing ever touches the screen. Like same way, the movie does not touch the screen, whether it is happening in ferocious or any soft, beautiful, nothing touches the screen. Be unclutched like the screen. And to experience the state of Paramashiva, your inner space being completely unclutched. Complete completion to experience the space of Paramashiva. Inside us, the complete completion happens when we are in tune with Paramashiva. That everything is redundant and irrelevant. The essence of completion is irrelevant. Nothing matters in your life because everything is complete completion. Oneness with Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, in ferocious breaking the boredom and tiredness, just being in the space of oneness with Paramashiva to manifest the powers of Paramashiva. Tyaga as Paramashiva is your only strength, now declaring complete integrity with Bhagavan to experience the being of Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, chanting the Mahavakya raises your frequency and that is your only strength to manifest any reality. Being in this beautiful space of Paramashiva, you can experience such a beautiful space, state, powers, and becoming the being of Paramashiva, manifesting whatever you want. Now, you will be manifesting the powers, watching the oneness capsule, and chanting the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. We'll be playing the Mahavakya and the oneness capsule for you to manifest powers. At end of the Mahavakya, you can start with the verification and sharing and causing. Thank you.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Paramashivoham. Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda
Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Verify the video is not edited or the video is not stopped or start during the process. All video have timestamp and wide angle view. No motor in the object or the coconut. Do not touch or adjust during the manifestation. Authentically verify the coconut is moving on the ground very much through the third eye. Record all the testimonial and share it with the world. More and more you do the authentically, you will see that more and more clearly you can move the coconut in the way you want. Thank you for participating in the power manifestation of consciousness over matter.
Beautiful. We are at the end of the power manifestation, but most important part of the power manifestation. Here, we are going to share all that you have manifested with the social media groups. Here we have Sri Kailasha Kotyar manifesting power groups. Thousands of people are part of that. And you can share there and you can post your powerful cognition and the videos. The link is tinyurl.com/power manifestation. It is at the left corner of the page. You can click on it and you can post your beautiful experience in the power manifestation group. Why sharing and causing is very important part of power manifestation. Bhagavan beautifully explains that sharing is pulling us out of delusion and causing is liberating us. We are the ones who need to start experiencing the higher states of reality, how we need to exist. Beautifully, Bhagavan explains when you are sharing with others the ultimate beautiful multidimensional logic, your brain rewires into the higher space of consciousness, the Turyatita state. Again and again, when you experience even a little bit, you share with the world, your experience becomes reality. Same thing when you cause others to come and get initiated for higher reality, you are caused into the higher purpose, the ultimate reality. Bhagavan says extreme causing, extreme power manifestation is extreme causing. So beautifully he explains how our strength is declared on Paramashiva. The power manifestation happens exactly in tune to that. And sharing with the world, continuously reiterating ourselves the experience that we had from the powerful cognition and manifesting the space of Paramashiva, the state of Paramashiva, the beings of Paramashiva, we become Paramashiva. Go on sharing and causing, which is the most important part of how you have experienced your reality. When you go to a temple, we pray and we see that beautiful experience happen in us, and then share with the world that how amazing the temple experience has manifested as your reality. Same way, when you manifest powers, when you share with the world, it becomes more and more the depth cognition of you, and you will be experiencing more powers. Even if you're manifested very small, it does not matter the quantity. Bhagavan says the quality is important. If it is authentic, please go ahead and share with the world. Do not doubt, have self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred come and block anything. Experience the ultimate in deep seeking and gratitude. Bhagavan manifest in you with a deep prayer, that asking Bhagavan to make this reality as your existential reality. With that, let's end with the Purna Mantra. Thanking Bhagavan for all these great experience. We have come to the end of the power manifestation course, and we end with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamadashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Parameshivam Paduka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you for participating in the Jnana Paddhati, Nithyananda Jnana Paddhati course. Please go ahead and select more power manifestation and every day experience the ultimate reality for yourself. Nithyananda.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham